Money management can be confusing, intimidating, and downright frustrating. Everybody out there has got an opinion about what you do with your money, but nobody understands your unique circumstance, which is why The Richest Man in Babylon was the perfect book for me as I began my journey of financial literacy. And in this video today, I'm going to share 3 concepts from this book that totally transformed how I approach my finances. If you're new to the channel, my name is Hassiem Muhammad. I'm an award-winning actor. I've been on TV. I've performed on stages around the country. And although I'm not rich and famous yet, I am a working actor who supports themselves as a freelancer. The book, The Richest Man in Babylon. Guys, this book is incredible, like for so many reasons. And before I dive into my concepts that I took away from the book, I just want to give you a quick overview. More than 2 million copies of this book have been sold. It was written in 1926 by George S. Clason, and to this day, nearly 100 years later, it's one of the most highly recommended books on finance out there. Financial experts everywhere recommend this book, and whenever somebody asks me questions about money, this is the first place I send them. The beautiful thing about the book, and what I love about it most, is that it doesn't read like your typical finance literature. It doesn't read like a textbook. There aren't numbers and statistics all over the place. So if your brain doesn't work in that way, this is the book for you. It's written like a novel. There are characters, and you follow the characters on their journey to financial literacy, right? So there's this one character, Arcad. He's like the main character of the book. He becomes the richest man in Babylon through employing the concepts in this book. So it's really a series of short stories and parables. There's dialogue between characters. Again, for me, it reads like a novel. It's less than 200 pages. You could read it in a week. It flies by. Money is plentiful for those who understand the simple laws that govern its acquisition. Now, there are a ton of concepts and lessons and morals throughout this book and throughout these stories. I'm just going to hit on 3 today. I'll probably make some future videos in the future exploring more of the book. But starting with the first concept that stuck with me from the first moment I picked up this book in college, like 10 years ago, is part of all you earn is yours to keep. Part of all you earn is yours to keep, meaning whenever you collect your check, whether it be a salary, if you're a freelancer, let's say it's, some gig work or funds from a client, the first thing you do when you get that check is pay yourself. Before your bills, before if you owe somebody else money, before you pay them back, you pay yourself. And the book goes a little further to say it should be no less than 1/10 of everything you earn. So 10% of everything you earn. The reason I love this is because it works for everyone. In theory, right? And the reason why that works for everyone in theory is because it's based on a percentage, not on a number. I've seen lots of different saving strategies. There's one where it's like, oh, you put $1 in this week, and the next week $2, and the next week $4. Well, what happens when you get to the week where you have to put in like $300? Not everybody can do that. But no matter how much you earn, let's say you made $1,000. If you're putting away 10%, that's $100. Let's say you only made $100. You're putting away 10. It's relative. Yeah. So whether you're earning up here or whether you're earning down here, it affects you the exact same. So that's why I love that. Part of all you earn is yours to keep. What you do with the money after you keep it, up to you. For me, I started by just building an emergency savings. Again, I was in college. I was working as an RA, making like $400 a month. And so $40 a month went into my savings. It was a great way for me to build up the money I needed to eventually move to New York City. And to this day, I follow this principle. The second concept that has stuck with me is increase thy ability to earn. One of the characters in the book, if I remember correctly, is having trouble making money. And essentially what's, recommended to him is that he acquires some new skills, because the more skills he acquires, the more valuable he becomes and the more he can charge for his goods and services. I'll use an example. Okay. Personal training. Yeah, personal training is something that I've done between acting gigs over the years. It's been very consistent and lucrative for me. When you first start out, most personal trainers in New York City are charging like $40, right, for a session, which is in New York, not a lot. But as you continue to collect certifications, let's say you're a trainer and you tack on a nutrition certification. Let's say you tack on certification specifically to work with elderly folks, or maybe prenatal or postnatal work. You begin to acquire these certifications, right? Your resume builds, and now you bumping that rate up. Now it's 80, 100, 125 per session that you're able to charge people because you've increased your ability to earn. As an artist, how does this apply to me? I think about things like taking dance classes or voice lessons. Maybe I'm finding it's hard to earn money through the traditional ways I thought. So maybe I'm going to break into voiceover. Okay, well, I could potentially earn more money if I go take some voiceover classes, if I invest in a quality microphone, if I build out a booth. I know a lot of voiceover folks who, like, during the pandemic, dropped some like cash to build soundproof booths at home because it increased their ability to earn. One of the easiest ways to make more money I have found is to learn and acquire more skills, or to take an existing skill that I have and amplify it, to dive deeper, to study more, to become even more of an expert so that my services are more highly sought after. The final concept: make thy gold multiply. Sounds nice. What I put in parentheses in my notes is invest wisely. Wisely is the important part. Now, I know investing is like, maybe the most intimidating concept when it comes to finances that there is. It can be scary. We all have horror stories about people losing all their money in the stock market. We saw what happened with the Great Depression and the Great Recession of 2008. But if you do it wisely, you can't say it's impossible, but it's actually really hard over time to lose money when you invest wisely. What worked for me? Back to our first concept, part of all you earn is yours to keep. After I took that 10%, and after, a couple of years, I built up an emergency savings of 3 to 6 months of my expenses. What I did next was begin funneling that monthly percentage into investments through a retirement account. I'm not going to get into the weeds on this today. I'll talk about retirement accounts in another video. What worked for me was opening a retirement account, which is just as easy as opening a bank account. It's really that easy. And then purchasing mutual funds and ETFs through that account. What is a mutual fund? What is an ETF? Without getting too overcomplicated, essentially what it is a place where, say, you can buy like one thing that represents value across many, like hundreds of big blue ticket companies that exist in the world, like Apple, Amazon, Tesla, etc. So, for example, one of the funds I have, it has a share of all of those companies. So I own a little piece of Apple, I own a little piece of CVS, I own a little piece of Amazon, I own a little piece of Tesla. For me, I would never recommend investing in individual stocks. And in fact, I can't recommend you do that because I'm not a certified financial advisor. Right? This video is just me telling you what worked for me. This is not investment advice. I'm not qualified to give investment advice. But what has done really well for me in the past, and has actually helped me to build up a retirement portfolio worth quite a bit of money, and that has really set me on a trajectory to be able to retire totally financially free, is to find low cost index funds and mutual funds, put my money there, and then just watch it multiply. And it kind of is that easy. What I did was read a couple of books, watch a few YouTube videos, so I understood which funds to invest in. And after that, just for years now, every single month at the end of the month, I take my percentage, 12%. I invested in my retirement account. I have a Roth IRA because taxes always go up and there will be less of a tax liability in the future. Again, don't want to go too deep into the weeds. I can feel myself crawling down the rabbit hole. The best way to make your money multiply without having to work and trade hours for money is to invest. And in fact, the only way to make sure that you don't lose money is to invest. What do I mean? Let's take the money sitting in your bank account right now, or the money you have squeezed between your mattresses or under your pillow or whatever. That money is guaranteed to lose value because of inflation. The cost of goods and services are going up. Wages are not. That is inflation. It sucks. We all feel the pressure right now. And so every single dollar you have that is not invested, that is not gaining interest over time. I'm not talking about the interest you get from your bank. It's a different kind of interest as well. But the little pitiful interest you get from your bank, it's not going to keep up with inflation and you will lose money. So if your fear around investing is, I don't want to lose everything I have, if that's scaring you, you should also be scared of the money sitting in your bank account safely, because literally every single day it's losing value. So when I heard that, I said, oh, hell no. I took my 10 to 12%. I began funneling it into my Roth IRA. And to this day, the returns, huge. And that's the cool thing about investing is you don't need a lot of money. You just need a lot of time. So if you're young, honestly, just a little bit every day will set you up for the future. Like I can't, I think the number is like 500, around $500 a month invested in 20 years will make you a millionaire. That's it. And if you say, I don't have $500 a month, that's cool. Just take 10%, right? Let's say you only have half. Oh, so you're going to end up like halfway to $1 million. That's a great place to end up. Shoot for the moon, land amongst the stars, I always say. So yeah, those are just three of the many strategies that I employ to set myself up for financial freedom down the line. If what you heard today was encouraging to you, if it inspired you, first and foremost, please share this video with somebody else. And then if you want to grab a copy of this book, we've got an affiliate link down in the description below. To be completely transparent, we do get a little kickback off this affiliate link. Not much, but we do. So we'd appreciate it if you do use the link. If you're interested in buying the book, you're going to get a crazy return on this investment if you do purchase the book. All right, y'all, that's it for this episode of Finance for Freelance. Thank you as always for checking us out. Again, if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel, throw a like on there, drop your comments below. What are some financial concepts that have, helped you out recently? Let's spread the wealth. Till next time, y'all. Peace.